Oh, what are you talking about? I've had 10 title defenses.
That was easy!
What do you mean easy?
In this classic scene in the movie Rocky III, Rocky finds out that the boxers he defended his heavyweight title against
He was handpicked!
were handpicked by his trainer and manager, Mickey, then immediately asks if those fights were
Setups?
This is because Rocky understood how boxing is known to sometimes be dirty like that.
If Jake Paul fights Anthony Joshua, I'm putting £1 million on Jake Paul. I want some free money.
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his so if it goes any other way, you know.
But here's the thing, setups are extremely risky because it's a federal crime.
Doesn't need to be a written agreement. Yeah. Sometimes you have a silent conversation with your opponent in there like, oi, don't try and play any games with me and I might keep you in here for a few rounds.
However, handpicking the right opponent at the right moment is not only legal, but also more effective in the long term. Do you know why? Yes, you simply just look for people to fight who have a famous name and are not that great of a boxer, at least anymore, but then hype them up to the media before the fight.
He's a legend, you know? This is the guy. Most famous boxers to ever live, him and Muhammad Ali. He's an animal. But I have to step up to this level and show people that I can accomplish the impossible.
So when you win, it looks like you defeated a legendary threat.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Jake L.
Rather than someone who was carefully chosen and then systematically hyped up just to make you look good. He started by fighting an influencer.
Oh, he's down again!
Then a known athlete from a completely different sport. Then moved on to boxing someone known for their wrestling ability.
Get my money, Jake! Get my money!
Then two retired UFC fighters who were transitioning into boxing. And finally to famous old retired boxers who no longer seem to take the sport very seriously, but whose name can be still hyped up to make an easy win look magnificent.
Careful by ducking down.
Andre August, he knocked him out quickly. He had one fight in 4 years when he fought Jake Paul.
And they stopped it!
Ryan Bowerland had one fight in 6 years when he fought Jake Paul.
I'm knocking out the best of the best.
Oh, big right!
Chavez Jr. also one fight in 4 years when he fought Jake Paul and wasn't even a fucking cruiserweight before that anyway.
The best of the best.
And let's not forget about Mike Tyson, who had one fight in 19 years before fighting Jake Paul.
Beating all of these people.
In other words, Jake can pull matching levers to protect his image and ego while avoiding anyone who actually exposes his true skill level. So what is Jake's thought process of how he convinced himself that he can win against AJ here? Yes, AJ's last fight was over a year ago when he lost by knockout, because Jake believes AJ just can't take a punch.
I'm going back to training camp. I'm fighting Anthony Joshua.
People say, oh, I respect Jake Paul for getting in there. No, respect me because I'm about to win. 4th or 5th round knockout by me.
There's something about Daniel Dubois that he sees in himself. That's what I think is where it gets nuts.
I'm knocking this guy out, becoming the CEO of Matchroom Boxing and changing the plans, and it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year.
When you called out Anthony Joshua,
why did you do that? To be the heavyweight champion of the world. His chin's gone.
AJ just recovered from elbow surgery, and also AJ is now 36 years old. So 28-year-old Jake likely convinced himself that AJ is aging, is out of his prime, and has suddenly become more beatable.
If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
In Jake's mind, this fits the same pattern as his previous hand-picked opponents, where a higher age and being out of the sport for a while signals weakness that he can exploit to increase his chances of winning. However, what delusional Jake seems to refuse to acknowledge is that a now 36-year-old AJ is still a young, full-sized, elite heavyweight boxer with world-class boxing power, skill, and experience.
And when AJ hits you with a jab, it hurts. You know what I mean? It really hurts. The power is just ridiculous. People don't realize the power of AJ. It's freaky.
What does that do to your punch output?
You literally go into survival mode because of the size difference. You know, you question your manhood.
Big right hand. Joshua looks like he's in no rush. He's playing the matador in there at the moment.
Oh!
AJ is not one of Jake's long-retired boxing opponents who doesn't really care about their boxing record anymore. So they would just let Jake play around with them in the ring for half an hour to get paid many millions of dollars, which would secure that retired fighter's financial future for life.
He's not that old. It's more before his boxing years is old, right? He's not looked after himself. He's not been consistent. He's been a drug addict, if I'm being honest with you.
Pound for pound #1 in the world, yes. Oh, here, look at me, man.
Anthony Joshua, a literal destroyer at heavyweight, a literal one punch, send you to the hospital, potentially end your career puncher.